Sometimes they say, if you want a good shot, you just have to bloody make it work. In it! Please. It started to look like a month, and then she comes out and she's like, that. Bro, I swear to God, you touch this camera, the whole universe, it's like the lawnmower of the universe. You wanna make her wanna start doing the landscaping, just hit that record button real quick. Look at that, you see? The whole world wakes up. See what I mean? I don't know if you can hear that. I'm crazy. Dude, that DNC was crazy. I mean, it's just really annoying because they always have like all of this momentum. But instead of using it, you know, it's just, sorry, I don't really know what to do with this. It's like a scene when like there's someone that doesn't know how to use a gun and just needs to shoot, you know, in a movie, and they just don't. They're like, oh my god, what happened? And it's like, I mean, you could have saved it, and you decided not to.
I'm being all political because I'm autistically politics that out of the road, out the way here. Pure, unadulterated patriotism through fashion. When I say patriotic, I don't mean like the racist, anti-immigration, anti-trans. This video's gonna be all over the place. I mean,
alright. Apologize, brother, for real. The second I start recording, you all in the back here, I apologize for the background noise. I want to start this video off by saying I had clearly started, as you'll see throughout the recording here, I was very high on copium and hopium with this Democratic Party this go around. By the way, this recording is post DNC, so everything that there's some clips in here that I had recorded during the DNC, and then there's another clip in here where with my Boston hat, where I have basically that was recorded like a few weeks ago. And yeah, well, after Kamala's speech at the DNC last night, wow, what a way to wrap up. Just what a way to just suck all the momentum out of the Democratic Party. That quite possible, that speech, first of all, it started out pretty well. Like she started out like saying some good stuff, but as the speech went on, first of all, it was just started out being dry, ended up being just very dry. But not only that, she didn't really like say anything. Of course, she like barely brought up like a ceasefire, but dude,
The blood of these children is on your hands! 13 years old! Sama Abulle!
Say it again. Mock them again. Mock the children again. Do it again.
18 years old! 18 years old! Yusuf Hassan! 8 years old! Turn around and join the uncommitted delegates in the protest.
you can see people outside of the DNC just covering their ears to the protesters and listening to the names of the children that have been murdered by the Israeli state. That was a complete right turn, just a far right turn last night, dude. I don't know what the Democratic Party is on. This is just Joe Biden, but a black woman. I don't know what the thought process is here. I don't know what the thinking is. I don't know what exactly... I don't know what they're doing. I mean, this is typical. They're back to typical Democratic Party. They just take all the momentum that they have, and instead of using it properly, they just stomp it out and squash it, and then capitulate right back to the right and right back to the right moderate instead of the left leaning moderate. And they use all this just pompous rhetoric to just manipulate the average voter. Dude, that was a really depressing way to just kind of like tell us what she's gonna do, because she had all this momentum and she was talking about all this good stuff, and Tim Walz was the main reason why I was high on copium and hopium, was because I really thought and still do have hope that Tim Walz will be that progressive voice in the room. However, finding out that he also sends money to Israel, as does every U.S. politician, it is, I don't want to say like just because I was high on hopium in the protest reporting that I am losing, that I've lost hope. Like, no, I'm never gonna lose hope. I still believe in this system somewhat, and I still think that we have to make some sort of change. But just protesting now obviously is not enough, and we need to be demanding more. I need to rethink about the way that I go about my politics, and especially during election seasons, what I'm saying, how I'm saying it, and where I'm positioning myself, because as Americans, as voters, it is the politician's job to win your vote. It is not your job to just vote for someone. They have to win your vote. And if they're not going to win your vote, and they're just going to do what they're going to do, and they're just going to push their agenda, regardless if it's the Republican Party or if it's a Democratic Party, well then, that's not American. You're again, like, this isn't a one-party. It's becoming very clear that if it wasn't a one-party system, it very clearly is now. If you listen to that speech that Kamala made last night, dude, holy crap, dude. That is an insane capitulation to the right. I'm sorry I used that word so much, but dude, that is just like, oh, like, I shouldn't be talking about immigration? No, let me lean into it more. Shouldn't be talking about the border? No, let me lean into it more. Let me talk about all these right-wing policies that only right-wing moderates care about. Let me just fade out to the right real quick. It's just like, what are you doing? Dude, I am very disappointed in that, and the way that they kind of just totally sucked every ounce of momentum. She just sucked every ounce of momentum out of the room. And I said when Barack Obama stepped on the stage the other night that I thought, in my own reaction, I thought that was just a total vibe shift, okay? He sucked the energy. If you listen to Michelle Obama's speech, that was gas. First of all, don't know why she hasn't run. Whatever. Guess she's just like a political pundit now. They're just gonna pull her out every once in a while, and she's just gonna make money off that. She doesn't really actually seem to want to run. Hopefully eventually she changes her mind, because she knows how to really command a room and get the energy going, and she really seems to know what the people actually want. Whether she actually believes that or not, I don't know, because Barack Obama comes out the following speech and they're still together, and he just sucked every momentum out that she said and everything that Michelle said, and just kind of whitewashed it a little bit, and just kind of man, it's so moderate sounding, and like took all the progressivism out of everything that Michelle said and everything that the Democratic Party had going for them with Tim Walz. Now, that's not to say that there's no hope for this. There's no hope for this election or anything. A lot of things can change, and especially if you go out there and you use your voice a lot more. I'm definitely I think I'm gonna change the way I go about politics and talking about shit now, because it is extremely frustrating. Of course, by the way, I am sorry for the background noise. Everyone has decided to do yard work today on the one day I need to record outside. But with all this being said, don't lose hope in anything, okay? Like, just because I'm like, just like, I think as Americans, we can't, especially when it comes to elections and politics, you can never get too up. You gotta just ground yourself. You're like, okay. Until you actually can understand what is happening, what is going on, like what they're saying, and what the policies are, you're kind of just reacting, right? And instead of reacting to what they're saying, it should be more of like, no, you react to what I'm saying, because I'm an American, and you're supposed to be getting my vote. I'm not just on your side. And it's just entirely bullshit for 20 fucking years that both parties are just like, nope, well, guess what we're gonna do, and you're gonna vote for us. So guess you guys are kind of stupid. Guess you guys are kind of fucked. And it's just like, no, please, no. Stop doing that, please. They started to throughout the last couple months, and then she comes out and she's like, fuck that shit. Like, dude, come on, brother. Why does the Democratic Party, why do they just, it's like they got a gun on their hip, and they got a fat trigger finger, and they can't help themselves, and they're just so fucking anxious that before they can even get that gun out to fire it at the fucking target, they fire it off into their foot. Because they don't even know how to use a gun. So, the right doesn't know how to respond to good policy, and the Democrats don't know how to use good policy or momentum. It is just, Way to suck the momentum out of it all. Thank you, Kamala. That's awesome. Anyway, I still do believe that the left and Democratic Party needs to figure out a way to, when selling their policies and selling to the average American, you take advantage of the artistic position that they have and the ability to sell fashion, the ability, and to stop letting, again, the right misguide and misuse patriotism as some bullshit. Okay, stop fucking saying that patriotism is this, like, anti-immigration, like, weird right capitulation. Stop. You're fucking... That's not American, and this is weird. And that was the weirdest speech I've ever heard. I didn't even pay attention to a lot of other DNCs. Anyone before this. I wasn't huge into politics before this go around. But dude, I've been doing this for years. But that was quite possibly the wildest speech I have ever heard at a DNC. What the fuck are you? The most lethal military force? Okay, well, I guess we're just trying to win every right-wing moderate now. Like, that just sounded like the RNC. That was crazy. Anyway, on with the video. Originally, I was going to compare the two different types of fashion between the left and the right, but I kind of want to criticize the left as a leftist, for their inability to adopt proper artistic design through fashion and the proper use of anti-political fashion as a popular trend right now, and throughout the last, I'd say, 2 election cycles, to properly take advantage of that aspect of, I guess, merch or propaganda or selling for your campaign or to your constituents or whatever. I don't know. People are kind of stupid, so I don't think it takes a lot for, to get the people going, So if I was in whoever's campaign,
you all know exactly who I am. I'm the cook. Now, say my name.
I would be pushing for patriotic merch to be sold in the most anti-political, right, conservative ways, because the right has a really good way of showcasing their art, how much they care about their movement through their merch, and through, you can tell they do not care about fashion, they do not care about being put together. But when you combine the artistic design from some of the merch with, like, a really good outfit, dude, I mean, it's part of the reason why I'm a huge Hasanabi head, is because he has such good fashion as a leftist, I'm gonna say the dirty word, socialist, that I really love his ability to explain things through a very simplistic way, even though he understands things on an expert level. That is, he has a political science degree. He has helped me kind of figure out where I stand and what I want politically. But regardless of that, the reason why I watched him is because I was like, oh wait, dude, that guy wears everything that I want to wear. Like, he looks like someone I'd want to hang out with and talk to about their fashion and what they do to, like, have such a good routine or something, or to be so put together. Like, I would want to ask questions like that. It's like, it felt very personable. And also, if you go through, shout out the Ideology Shop on Hassan's page, probably doesn't need more help, but whatever, I want to shout it out because it's all American-made, union-made, factory shit, all recyclable. And his merch and the Ideology Shop has such an anti-political leftist way of showcasing art through the merch, like through political merch, if you know what I'm saying, like anti-political merch or whatever. And it's what really drew me in, because I'm really annoyed that the left is just kind of, or not necessarily the left, but like liberals are so cringy that you would think, and also the way that the conservatives misidentify and like don't really try to like not understand things, that you'd think that because of the way that Fox News is and all these media outlets are, that like being a leftist is just like so annoying, and like you always have to be constantly worried about everything and like care so much. Like, no, dude, you can fucking do whatever the fuck you want to do. It's just about like your morals and like
what you actually believe in and not going against your best interests as a worker. Like, you are not, we are not, if you're watching me right now, you are not a member of the upper class. You are not, you don't have, you know, your income's probably pretty tight, so you don't have that luxury. Anyway, I'm going on a political rant because I'm autistic as hell about politics. But point in what I'm saying, I really think the left should adopt more, just apply themselves a little bit more with fashion. Look at me, I'm fucking giving you guys a fucking platter here about my political views while talking about fashion. Left should be adopting more, just like fun shit that the right does. Like, have more fun. Make this shit look based. Make this shit look like a community where people want to be a part of. Apply to people's stupidity, because people are stupid. Okay, I'm stupid. I don't really know a lot of big words. Like, I'm just expanding my vocabulary now. I'm like 24, and like, but I got a college degree, but I'm a fucking idiot. So the left should really understand right now that they, with that being said, I did just want to say, I had originally recorded this video
Jesus Christ.
weeks ago, and I just pushed this back because I had some political takes in there that were not awesome. Started talking about Biden. Biden was irrelevant out the fucking wazoo by then, and nobody gave a fuck. Where you going, Jack? Inside the battle box. You know, type shit. Anyway, I got another video on the white moderate coming up. I'm probably gonna put some more edits in there and have to do some other recordings and shit, just like this one. So in it, fam. Yeah, fam. In it.
Man, what the fuck is you talking about?
What the fuck was that? I'm sorry, man. I wasn't thinking about it.
Alright, well, originally, I was gonna make a video about criticizing, well, comparing leftist fashion to right-wing patriotic fashion, or design, I should say, more so design, through an apolitical lens. But I decided that because I had recorded that video before Kamala Harris was rechosen as the president-elect for the Democratic Party, and way before Tim Walz was selected as the VP for the Democratic Party, I wanted to have a discussion criticizing the design and the way that the left goes about their fashion and their design program when campaigning or doing any sort of selling or merchandising or, again, campaigning for their constituents or for whoever they want as their candidate. They do not take advantage of their position and their advantage that they do automatically have from a leftist perspective, from an artistic perspective, to take advantage of the artistic format that the right sometimes, almost all of the time, loves to take advantage of when it comes to selling merchandise, making stupid shit, selling whatever it is. Absolutely whatever they sell, they do an absolutely fantastic job, and they have shit out like that. I mean, after the Trump assassination, which, mind you, I forgot completely about for the entire last 2 weeks of this news cycle with everything going on. Mind you, I'm gonna still have to try to make a video talking about everything that's gone on, and that is gonna be almost impossible, so that might be a while. When that happened, they had come out, and some shop in Florida came out with a t-shirt in literally like 45 minutes within hearing the information and seeing the picture that came out. It had been like less than 2 hours. It hadn't even been like 5 hours yet. It hadn't even been that's literally insane. But I think that the left just never really takes advantage of their artistic format that they automatically have and the advantage that they usually have from that standpoint. And they can constantly capitulate to the right, which then leads to the political movement moving and shifting to the right, which I think, and what I wanted to say in the original video that I was going to make, was that the left has started to take advantage of that, because at the time I was recording, Kamala had just been selected as the new president-elect, and they had just dropped out Biden.
We resolve our differences at the battle box.
Battle box!
That's how we do it, at the battle box, not with bullets.
At the battle box!
The power to change America should always rest in the hands of the people, not in the hands of the
And I didn't want to say that in the video because I didn't necessarily know entirely what was going on. But with that happening, I was like, okay, that's the first decision that they've made in the last like 20 years that's like the right decision. All right, fine. Like, whatever. Like, this is, I'll guess I'll stick it out here. From my knowledge, I mean, I haven't been alive for that long, but from my knowledge, like the Democratic Party, I was like, okay, I can get down with this. Kind of. But then when Waltz was selected the other day as the VP, I think that entirely shifted the whole format of the election and this entire election cycle. And I think I really truly think that, as far-fetched as it is and hopeful as it sounds, like literally entirely hopeful, that I think American politics are somewhat moving in the right direction, even though lately they have not been at all. This is a really far-fetched fucking take. The Democratic Party has made the right decisions this time around. Back to fucking back, which absolutely never happens. And they got their shit together and picked a candidate that is like extremely progressive on almost everything. And I think what a lot of Americans need to understand when it comes to American politics and it comes to making change is that if you're pro-Palestinian and that is the only thing that you were voting on in this election, good for you. I appreciate that. But like when you're voting for president and you're looking for a president-elect, that's just not what's going to happen in American politics. They are going to support Israel. That doesn't mean you need to stop what you're doing in the streets. That doesn't mean you need to stop protesting. That doesn't mean you need to stop. And that's not what I'm saying at all. And I still 110% am pro-Palestinian. I have friends that are Palestinian, and I absolutely am pro-Palestinian. But I don't believe that that's what you should. Jesus Christ. Sorry for the change of scenery, by the way. But before this video keeps going and before I get lost in my editing here, I had recorded this a couple weeks ago, and the first part I had recorded like a month ago, which was before, it's like the day that Kamala was like introduced as the new like Democratic Party elect, and it was way before Tim Walz was elected, and it was way before the DNC, okay? And I just wanted to step in here after this take that I had about Israel-Palestine, that if you're going out and you're in support of Palestine and that's your main stance, then I do just want to say, please do not stop what you're doing, because I just saw this video clip.
The blood of these children is on your hands. 13 years old. Sama Abu Lid. Third was murdered.
Say it again. Mock them again. Mock the children again. Do it again.
18 years old. 18 years old. Yusuf Hassan. 8 years old. Turn around and join the uncommitted delegates in the protest.
And dude, just the last couple weeks, ever since I made this video, I've had a lot of different experiences, a lot of mental health struggles that I'm dealing with and like going to the hospital for. I think that it is, if your whole thing that you're voting on is Palestine, then please don't stop what you're doing. Like, please organize more. I'm trying to myself. I like, it's a struggle for me because I'm also dealing with my own things, but I'm trying to do the most that I can with the platform that I have and being as online as I am. I'm trying to talk about it as much as I can. Obviously, I don't talk about it enough at all, but I think that after seeing that video and a lot of people at the DNC, like Democrats, trying to cover their ears to that shit. Now, there's like the majority of people that were there, and obviously the majority of Democrats believe and leftists believe in a free Palestine and want a free Palestine, want a ceasefire, and are demanding a ceasefire. The fact that there are liberals that are not only mocking like the protesters that are you're going to the DNC. We're like on the same side here. And because the DNC won't allow a Palestinian speaker to speak, and the entire messaging from the media, and the fact that Kamala will not stand up for the Palestinians, will not say anything that's like differentiating her position from Joe Biden. I mean, she's differentiated from Trump, but like that's not much different than what Joe Biden has been saying, because it's just basically them manipulating into being like, well, if you elect me, then I'll get this ceasefire deal done. And it's like, no, dude, you're in office now. Do something now. Work towards it now. And if that's what you're saying you're going to do, then that we haven't heard that anyway. You haven't even told us. You just told a bunch of protesters to sit down and be quiet. Like, in the same rhetoric where I'm saying, like, she had a banger, Kamala had a really great speech, she also came out like 2 weeks later to Michigan or some place like Detroit and yelled at a bunch of, like, well, not yelled at, but like just kind of like sternly spoke to a bunch of Palestinian protesters and told them to be quiet, show some respect, or go to a Trump rally or something. And it's like, dude, are you paying attention to what's going on? Like, are you aware that, like, how bad it is? Like, I'm just trying to, like, I don't know. I don't think that, obviously they definitely are. I wanted to walk back on that statement a little bit because I really didn't like what I had said here about, you know, if you're pro-Palestinian and that's what you want, like, don't stop doing what you're doing. But that's not what is, like, a realistic thing that's going to happen in American politics. I still believe that in the back of your mind, you should be aware that that's, like, not entirely realistic at this moment based on the way that they are going at it and continuing to speak about it. That means that I think I should have followed up with that we need to speak up and speak out a lot more and do more and we can do more. And if we have to keep doing more, then we have to keep doing more, because this change is going to come. We are going to do something, and it needs to happen, because you're going to lose. Not only the Democrats going to lose out on a lot of voters if they don't capitulate towards this, but you're also capitulating and making you're making a large sect of the American population lose hope in, like, the American political system. But a lot of Americans it's not necessarily that they're even losing hope in politics. It's just that the average person can't tell the difference between the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. So that's why a lot of people are moderate or independent or don't know what they want to do. Like, obviously that's always been a thing, but the fact that, like, it feels like it's like the moderate and like independent and people that are like, oh, I don't really care, has just so inflated. Like, inflation's crazy right now too, that it's not even that people are like have lost hope in politics. It's just the fact that, like, leftists don't fuck with the Democratic Party, and there's moderates that are moderately Democratic that don't fuck with the Conservative Party. It's just fucking weird. The Republican Party is just fucking weird, okay? No one wants that. But then you got the liberal Democratic Party, which every time they get in office, they don't fucking do anything. However, this time it's different because they've actually, like, made some momentum. But I just wanted to take a moment here and walk back on that, because I think that's bad of me to say. That's a bad take for anyone to say. And I think that if you're an American and you are an American Palestinian or a POC in this country, then looking back in like in the 60s to what was happening during the 1968 Democratic National Convention with Vietnam, I think that we're in the same fucking boat there. And I don't think that we should stop. I don't want my tax dollars supporting this war anymore. I want my tax dollars to fix these fucking roads. I want my tax dollars to be paying for mental health services. I want my tax dollars paying for hospitals to be supported. I want this bullshit privatization to stop. I want to stop money funding these horrendous, atrocious wars and, like, awful trade shit that we have with countries that just don't give back. There's so much more that we can do by protesting and demanding more as Americans. We have more power, especially I think that during this election cycle and the way that the momentum, like, it seems like lately, obviously they could just be manipulating the average American to being like, oh yeah, we're totally gonna do what you're gonna do what you want us to do, and then get into office and then not do anything like Obama, because we saw that and that was really, really depressing. I was a child, I was like low-key paying attention, and I just remember nothing changing. So, like, that partly made me move to the right as I got, like, when I was in high school and, like, early on in college. That's why I was part of the right, because I was like, nothing's changing, but I like Obama, but, like, what the fuck? I don't even know anything about politics. But anyway, I'm rambling, I'm ranting, but I just wanted to say that here. If you're pro-Palestinian, please do not stop what you're doing. Please demand more. Please please speak up, be louder. If you're not doing something, please just repost stuff. If you see something online, or like if you have a small platform, say something, do something, support local like organizations. There's so many things. If you just look it up and you just walk around and you go around your local like restaurants or shops and places that sell shit, like thrift stores and stuff, there's a ton of Palestinian organizations and like little group meetings and things that you can kind of join, or even if you want to start yourself and do something yourself, do that, please. I think that the more that we talk about Palestine and the more that we talk about Palestinians and the problems that are going on in the Middle East, the more that we can address this fucking domestic shit. And it's entirely opposite of what I was just saying. I think that if we talk about Palestine and we talk about the oppression and the bullshit that Palestinians are going through, that even they have friends that are Israeli that think that's just bullshit. There are Israelis that are protesting every day. Anyway, I just wanted to say that here. So I apologize for that early take I had, but I didn't like what I said. I thought that that's dangerous. I think that as Americans, we can always do more, especially as like the advertised like freest country in the world, like greatest country in the world. Like, okay, if we're so fucking dope and we're so awesome, let's fucking prove it. Anyway, keep doing what you're doing. Y'all are sick. Love y'all. Peace and love. Let's get back to this video.
Obviously, we should... Whatever people are going to do, people are going to do. But I think that if you are looking for a candidate, you should be looking for someone that's going to fix things domestically that can lead to international changes. And the more and more that we protest and stick up for civil rights and our human rights in this country and domestic shit, that we can make changes in other parts of the world. Because we can't make changes when we're trying to just point at other countries while we don't have our shit together and whatever. That's just my thoughts on the whole thing. But I think that the left, back to what I was trying to say about the fashion, the left does not take advantage of their artistic position. I think that the left should absolutely take advantage of this labor position that they have, this patriotic position that they have. And I think that the left, and especially this campaign, should take advantage of that shifting of the narrative from the right taking advantage of the patriotic symbols, and they always misinform and kind of misgroup things and just totally, it's complete misinformation and misidentifying of different sectors and groups of people and political ideologies to purposefully confuse the average person that doesn't understand political ideologies, so that they can take your vote away and take the best interests of the working class away from the average worker. And I think that the best way for the left to take advantage of that is to shift the narrative. The right being the weirdos, which they have been all along, and the left just has never been able to drop a campaign or some sort of progressive stance that can say like, oh yeah, these guys are just a bunch of fucking weirdos, has been the reason why a lot of like the average American does not want to align themselves with the leftist party, and why I was growing up, I did not want to be a leftist, and is the reason why Hassan helped me to get into leftist politics and understand where my actual best, most advantageous position is as a worker. I'm kind of able to reposition myself in my understanding of my political views, my political ideologies, and everything that I stand for and I believe in, so that it does capitulate to that. It does capitulate to the average American, and I've gotten my college degree, and ever since then, my entire understanding of my politics and the way the world works is completely changed, because my understanding is much more like, instead of comparing myself to someone that's better off than me, I compare myself to someone that's worse off than me, or someone that is maybe in the same position as me, that like is a different race or a different sex or a different from a different culture, whatever. But we have to come from a place of understanding, and I think that the left should take so much more advantage of this patriotic symbolism. Well, first of all, if anything, especially with this momentum that they have gotten, especially after Pickington Waltz and that fucking speech, that gas-ass speech, he was talking about bridges, bro. He was talking about infrastructure, dog. Oh my god. Oh, don't talk about infrastructure. You're gonna get me going.
no, yeah, But for real, like, and he's talking about healthcare, he's talking about all this fucking good shit. Like, he said that shows the progression that the party is going towards. Like, the VP is usually what they're moving towards. And first, when you compare that to what's going on the right, and they're just bad decision. Would have gone with Burkham, you know, that's just me. But you know, they picked J.D. Vance and they can't go back on it. And he's a little couch guy that loves to wear eyeliner and say that single mothers and single families are weird and should pay more taxes. That's definitely gonna go well over the average American. So, like I said, and like I've been saying this throughout this video, I think that the left should do a better job at taking more advantage and better advantage over the patriotic symbolism and the artistic value that comes along with campaigning and selling your campaign or selling merchandise. Because if you're not going to take advantage of the patriotic symbolism and you're going to keep just trying to make some shit that just looks like not American and make people be like, no, this is American. Like, the more and more that the average American is gonna be like, that's not American, I don't fucking like that, I capitulate to me. What the fuck? This doesn't make me recognize you, who I am. You know what I'm saying? And especially towards the moderate. That's what I'm basically talking about here. And the person that doesn't really have a position, you want to capitulate to that. Everyone when it comes Olympics time loves USA, baby. Go all out USA. And fucking, who cares, bro? Understand where the real patriotism is. Okay? Instead of allowing the people that are misidentifying patriotism with racism, transphobism, xenophobia, fucking mass deportations, dude, like anti-immigration, stop. Enough. Don't allow people that are uneducated and do not understand politics and completely just want what is their self-interest and what is best for them personally rather than what is best for their community or their neighbor or their fellow worker. Don't allow that person and those people to take advantage and misidentify patriotism. That is bullshit. The left needs to do a way better job at taking advantage of that, and that again is why I love Hassan. Shout out Hassan. If you want to check out any of my other videos, they're all on screen here. Sorry for the rambling, but at the end of the day, the left has just allowed the right to completely misidentify patriotism and what it means to be an American and what it means, what democracy means. Just all this shit. Just all politics, dude. And just being completely divisive. Enough. Stop. Don't allow this shit to happen. Start taking advantage of it. Stop allowing the media to do this bullshit and twisting the fucking narrative and twisting your fucking ankle and letting the right and capitulating to the right and the right moderate. Don't fucking do that. Capitulate to the left. Capitulate to the average fucking American. Capitulate to the average person that says that this shit's fucking weird and just wants to fucking have some goddamn health care. We just want our fucking roads fixed. I want that bridge fixed. I want to be able to go to school without, I want my kids in the future to go to school without worrying about fucking debt and worrying about, like, just endless amounts of debt and taking all my money. I want insurance, okay, without having to worry about insurance companies stealing all my fucking money, because that's all they care about is profit margins. And I want to go to the grocery store and get fucking gas without all my fucking prices rising like a motherfucker. Alright? That's it. Period.
Wanna push the hoe?
Stop with all this division. Stop with all this fucking divisiveness. Stop with allowing the fucking right to misidentify all this bullshit and just capitulate to the average American and sell your fucking merchandise. When we're talking about fashion, we talk about design to the average American that wants to see patriotism. Sell that to the fucking kid that's watching fucking Combat. I don't even know if anybody knows what that show is. Or that's watching Band of Brothers. Or that's watching some, like, you know, Saving Private Ryan type shit, dog. That's what kids care about. Kids want to feel, they want some sense of nationalism without feeling like, oh, I feel weird about being American. I feel really strange about my sense of nationalism. No, that's not what we want, and that's not what anybody wants. That's never what anybody has ever wanted as a leftist or at the average American. We just want to feel like we have some sense of nationalism, but that we can also have some sense of community, and that we're not getting screwed the fuck over. Period. Please. And I don't know, I'm crazy, I'm hopeful, I'm young, I'm stupid. Who gives a fuck what I have to fucking say? If you like it, you like it. If you don't like it, you don't like it. I don't give a fuck. But if you're here, you're hanging out, you're listening to me, check out Hassan. He can work out all this shit better than I can and talk to you about what's actually going on and make you understand political ideology. I just kind of rant and ramble and talk about fashion and mental health and what's best for the average American and give you guys a little bit of news because that's just what I fucking believe. I've changed my politics over the years. I used to be a right Donald Trump guy back in high school, 2016, and throughout my whole young life up until I was 22, up until I met my girlfriend, 21 and a half, and ever since I met my girlfriend, changed my whole life around, got my mental health together, got working again, and got my shit together, kind of realized, oh shit, I was not, I mean, I couldn't vote, but damn, if I could, I would have been fucking over my fucking neighbors. Shit. So, anyway, I'm just trying to say the left should do a much better job at capitulating to the average American through fashion and through basic bullshit. That's what I say, you know. Anyway, peace and love, whatever. Please don't fuck this up. Yeah, I just trying to chime in from the future here. They fucked up. Don't think anybody's gonna wanna vote for the fucking lady that's fucking all peaceful and she comes out of fucking left field with some goddamn warmonger. You should have stopped while you were ahead. We were done with this video probably 20 minutes ago, and you know, you just decided to keep going here because your ego is just like just gonna come out with a little prediction here. I don't think I don't know. I feel like that's shifting to the far right, not the left. Shit. God damn, Kamala, you really fucking pulled a Obama like pre White House. You pulled Obama. You so confident you got this dub. You just campaign just said fuck it. Just fuck it. Who gives a shit? You know, fuck the progressive. Fuck the progressive vote. Fuck the young vote. Who gives a shit? I don't give a fuck. Who gives a fuck about the Palestinian? Who gives a fuck about the black vote? I don't give a fuck. Yeah, no. We're just gonna pull Biden on this one. No. I don't care. I listen. I don't care. I don't care. I don't give a fuck, and I don't think anybody else does either. Okay. Thanks, Kamala, for ruining my video. You don't need a bunch of money. You don't need a bunch of shit in your closet. You just need to know what you like. Peace and love.
Also, let me just tell you guys real quick, all my other videos are over here if you want to check them out. Don't forget to like and subscribe, all that stupid YouTube shit, you know, share, post the clips, whatever you want to do, make a TikTok out of it, I don't give a shit. Peace and love.
I'm intelligently not intelligent.